A four-way electric trim hat switch is conveniently located on each side stick for use by the pilot or co-pilot. Left-right and forward-aft movements are used to trim the airplane. Roll trim is accomplished through a trim tab which spans about 1/4 of the length of the left aileron. A motor in the left wing drives a jack screw type actuator that moves the trim tab with dual push-pull rods. This motor is activated with left and right hat switch movements. Roll trim can be applied with the autopilot engaged or disengaged. After verifying roll trim movement on the EIS during pre-flight, be sure to return the trim position indicator to the green mark on the EIS roll trim display for optimum neutral stability and controllability. Pitch trim is accomplished through movement of two interconnected tabs on the rudder vaders. These tabs can be moved either electrically or manually. Electric trimming is done with forward and aft hat switch movement on either side stick, which actuates the electric pitch trim servo motor. Pitch can also be manually trimmed using the trim wheel, which is located to the right of the throttle. This wheel moves the trim tabs via cables and pulleys. Pilots will find that this manual trim allows for very precise trim settings in flight. Hand flying your Vision Jet is a dream when trimmed correctly. And though a problem with the system is highly unlikely, it's worth discussing the causes and the remedies of possible trim system malfunctions. First, runaway trim occurs when the system has an uncommanded and rapid change in the trim condition. This can occur for both roll trim and pitch trim. Reaction to the two varies slightly. To counter runaway trim conditions, grip the control yoke firmly and then press and hold the autopilot trim disconnect button until the trim stops moving. While still holding the autopilot trim disconnect, you can manually retrim pitch with the trim wheel, although this is not possible for roll trim. If the problem was with roll trim, you would reduce airspeed in order to reduce the force required to overcome the mistrimmed condition. Once the aircraft is under control, you'll need to pull the associated circuit breaker. This will remove power from the trim servo. Regardless of which trim system had the problem, you would follow these actions by landing as soon as practical. Second, let's discuss a jammed elevator trim tab. This unlikely condition would require firmly holding the side stick controller during speed or configuration changes, as the airplane would only be trimmed for the condition that was present when the jam occurred. There's really nothing else to say here other than you have to put your muscle into it and be especially aware of the need for firm control of that side stick during speed and configuration changes.